clicking on this video. Like, subscribe, click all the links down below. It helps out a ton. Use Rambo bikes, use TripleRwoods when you buy a Rambo bike. If you order Black Flag supplements, make sure you use TripleRwoods. It's time to get ready for deer season. So this is the kickoff to the Broadhead testing challenge, whatever you want to call it. Tournament, bracket, I don't know. So what I'm doing here, well, let's start with why we're doing this. Why are we testing all these broadheads? Because I think anybody that deer hunts wants the best setup for them. That their hunting setup, their place, their deer, their tree stand, their ground blind, they want the best setup they can get. And there are pros and cons to all of them. I don't think there's any one that you're like, this is the best, no question, hands down, there's nothing else even worth trying. But I will tell you, a couple years ago, I shot this arrow. This is an Easton Axis long range with a 4-fletch tack driver in the back. This broadhead was a Crimson Talon, I believe, hybrid broadhead. I thought that was the best setup for the time because you had some cut on contact and you had these blades that stuck off. This one I was shooting at a doe and she quartered to me just a little bit and it just caught her shoulder blade just a little. Obviously, this didn't go through. It grazed off, it bent the arrow, it bent the broadheads all messed up, jacked up, never gonna be shot again. Never found the deer, had some decent blood, but didn't find the deer. Really frustrated me. That should have been a layup, easy shot. It was 20 yards. Yeah, I mean, obviously some of it's on me, but I really thought this broadhead would have done the damage I needed it to, even with a not so great shot. Fast forward a few weeks, I go, well, I'm done with the fixed blades because I didn't get that pass through on that shoulder, whether I could or couldn't, I don't know, but at the time I was done with them. So I went to this. This is a core cut single bevel, 125. I shoot a doe who was coming in and taking a step, you know, moving as I'm shooting, which granted, shouldn't have shot it, should have waited, let her stop. Hit her a little high, a little back, not much blood. Never found her dead, assuming she survived. And I had videos on all these. I don't know that I have them all anymore, but I had a lot of videos on these. So again, had I been using an expandable and not this, maybe I'd have nicked a lung and we'd end up finding her. So just frustrating, and those are the reasons. Like I hang this up here specifically with the mantra, shoot more, suck less, because it irritates me that that doe got away. And that should have been an easy shot and an easy recovery, and it wasn't. So that kind of drives me to try new things, test new things, try new broadheads. So here's what we're doing. So the first ones that will air tomorrow will be, it's going to be a bracket style. These two will go against each other. There's a point system. We'll get into the point system in a second. But the Ozcut Hurricane and the Annihilator, both are the fixed blade, like single piece cut broadhead. I like that idea. I'm interested in that idea. I think that was going to leave a huge hole if you do hit them, and it's probably going to shoot through, pass through, and you have the ability to resharpen it and shoot it again if you want to. The right side of the bracket is going to be a bunch of fixed, a bunch of mechanicals. That's your Beast, your Schwackers, your G5s, all those ones that are going to give you a huge cutting diameter, but they're like one and done for the most part. You shoot a deer with them, and something's going to get bent, and you're done with it for the most part. So that's the right side. At the end of the day, I want the best single piece, solid piece broadhead versus the best mechanical, and I want to see which one I like the most and I end up with. I withhold the right to test any of them against the champion if somebody says, hey, I've got this broadhead, test it, try it out, see what you think. So it's not like whatever we come to in this is totally done and set, this is what we're going to shoot. I think if somebody says, hey, here's something new or something worth trying, or have you shot this, or have you tried that, it's okay to go, all right, we'll throw that in and challenge the champion, if you will. All right, point system. Let's talk about how this is going to be ranked. 100 points total. Accuracy is 25 of those points. I think accuracy, if it's not accurate, it's not worth messing with, right? So that's a quarter of the grade is how accurate is this broadhead. If it can't fly good with your field tips, if it doesn't hit consistently, there's no point in shooting it. No matter how big the cutting diameter is, no matter how cool it is, you might as well not even shoot it. So that's a big chunk of the points, 25 points. Price and value, these broadheads are getting crazy. Beast, the Helikill, all of them, they're getting to be like 30 bucks a broadhead, which is Kind of crazy. Hence why we're gonna have a Amazon mechanical. Here's one I shot at a raccoon. We're gonna have an Amazon mechanical in the test because these are like $3 a pop. And if these fly just as good as some of the others, why wouldn't you shoot them? So we're gonna include some really cheap ones, and of course your Beast, your Helikill, ones that are like 30, 35 a pop, they're gonna be in there too. So price, value, what do you get for it? I think that's important as well. So it's not just cheaper's better, but price and value. So what do you get with it? You get mechanicals, do you get a practice tip? Do you get replaceable blades? Do you get replaceable clips and bands? Can you resharpen it and reuse it? Those are things that I think are also factors when you look at the price of something. Next up, wound channel. If it's a 1-inch cut, that's probably not going to make as good of a wound channel as a 2 or a 2.5. Or if it's a gnarly, swirly looking cut, that might be a little more points versus something that's just going to be a straight pass-through hole. I don't know. Those are just some things to think about. I think wound channel is pretty important, especially in mechanical. On the mechanical side, I think wound channel is a big deal. Why shoot a 1-inch mechanical when you could shoot a 2-inch mechanical? Those are things to think about. Durability, obviously this is where that left side of the bracket, those single piece fixed heads are going to be where they're going to shine. They're durable. They should be durable anyway. They shouldn't break easy. They should be able to be resharpened. Whereas the wound channel on the right side, your mechanicals are going to shine. Durability on the left side with those single pieces are going to shine. The idea is to find one that does good at both. That's kind of the whole point there. Quality control. So how consistent in weight are they? Do they spin good? Do they come in with their blades straight and sharp? Or do we got to sharpen them? I'll just tell you, the Amazon one probably needs to be sharpened. The blades aren't super sharp. So when it comes to quality control, that one might take a hit on that. And we'll see when I open a new one, but just based off the ones from last year. Most of them should get a perfect score on that. I mean, your high-end ones especially should have good quality control and consistent weight. Features, so like for example, this is only 10 points, but I thought it's worth noting. Does it come with practice tips? Is it resharpenable? Does it have, so like for example, the Beast has a spring in there that allows it to kind of swing around bones. That's a pretty neat feature that you're not going to get on all of them. That is important and should have a value. So all of those out of 100, that's how we will rank these. It'll go head to head. So it's not necessarily the best score is always going to win. Well, I mean, the best score is going to win head to head, but you might have one move on that has a higher score than one that didn't move on in a different part of the bracket just because of what it's going up against, if that makes sense. So just something to think about, keep in mind. But I think this is going to be a fun one. We're going to get into two first thing tomorrow that are my favorites that I really like, the Oz Cut and the Annihilator. And then we'll jump over to the mechanical side, and then we'll jump back over to the fixed blade side. So stick around, like, subscribe. It's taken a long time to acquire all these, and I know there'll be some that you'll say that's not the most recent, or there's another one that's even better that, you know, Rage makes that you should look into. Well, I can't buy them all, and I am buying these, so all I ask is a like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment. You're going to stick around and you're going to watch this. What broadhead are you shooting this year? Leave that down in the comments. It helps a ton. I appreciate it. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, the first one will come out. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like it. Leave a comment, subscribe. Hopefully down the road, we've picked out the best broadhead, at least in my opinion, because again, this is all just my opinion. And you leave a comment, let me know your opinion, and I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, stick around.